You know, it was randomly the other day. I was going to trade a Pokemon to Carissa, and I just joined some random room, and there was like some Japanese person there, and like we just randomly initiated a trade, and he gave me a Japanese Ditto.
Oh shit!
So that randomly happened.
Wait, if you breed that Ditto, would it be a Japanese one again?
Negative.
Breed that Ditto.
Yeah.
You can't breed.
Oh yeah,
Ditto.
you're right. You're right. That's the
Got
I've literally
got him
understood that.
again.
Pokemon fan right here.
Get him again. Woo! Oh, with that being said, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 57 of the Good Great Perfect Podcast. You guys might not have any context at the start of that because I don't know if I'm going to keep it in, but if I do, you'll understand for sure. But you know, the usual suspects. I always mess that word up. Suspects are around. We're recording hella early in the week. It's a Wednesday for Todd and I. It's a Tuesday for Flame and Night. As obviously the Thanksgiving shenanigans are going on in the Americas, and you know, me and Todd are busy as per usual. I'm at work right now, so I'm actually getting paid for once for the GGP podcast. So let's actually go, dude. Nonetheless, we've got a lot to talk about. Just kidding, it's not that much, but we are going to have a discussion about the award show. So I want to put out two announcements before we get started in today's ep. Announcement number one, as we've mentioned, as you guys have probably seen on our socials, by the way, at GGP Podcast on Twitter, we are hosting the OPTC Awards show for 2021, where basically there's just a bunch of categories. You vote for who you think deserves to win. There'll be a Google form linked in the description down below, or you can check out a plethora of videos that a bunch of content creators have also made. Announcement number two, hopefully by the time you're listening or watching this ep, we will have YouTube membership organized. So YouTube membership is just a way for you guys to support the podcast. At the moment, there'll probably be 3 to 4 tiers, pretty much really cheap, and then the 4th tier will be a little bit more extravagant, just for like those that potentially want to support us to a greater extent. But obviously there's no pressure in any of that whatsoever. This is just a means for you to just demonstrate your support for the GGP podcast, and a way that we can get a little bit more of a kickback, I suppose, in the long tail there. We haven't really organized much in terms of YouTube membership and what that's going to entail for those that end up paying for it. But obviously we'll have a discussion come the end of this year as a crew, and we'll come up with some neat stuff. Most likely getting episodes early, or getting videos early, or getting priority in terms of questions and topics and such. But with all those announcements being said, let's just jump right into it. Like we mentioned, not a lot of news, but let's start with Super Boss Kizuna versus Krieg. So akin to, as we've been kind of mentioning, or not really mentioning, but the whole 7.5 Annie was the versus Luffy kind of event. So a bunch of bosses against Luffy, or villains against Luffy, and we've kind of culminated to the point of a versus Krieg. So Krieg will be the Kizuna unit. It is a super boss, so there's going to be a Pirate Line super boss Kizuna. And yeah, so we have Kuro and Buggy are the two rare recruits. Do you know how cracked that is? Their boost is 5.25 ex-captains. See how fucking insane that is for a Kizuna?
What the hell? Yo, what if that's like something for like New Year's?
That's what I was thinking.
New Year's gonna be bumped, boys.
I think that like, because like we don't have like, that's the first time that we've openly broken the 5x threshold. Obviously, like, you have the situations where it's like, oh, captains have color affinity inbuilt, so it's like, it was like Vivian Rebecca V2 are like technically like 5.2 or whatever it is.
Like Odin with a Wano slot,
yeah,
kind of stuff like that. And Yamato, I guess, with Wano.
Exactly.
With Wano slot
but
too, yeah.
These, I believe, they're 5.25x captains to 2 classes. I think is the way that they're broken down. I think Kuro is cerebral and driven, and Buggy is a slasher and driven. So again, more driven support in those things. Their specials aren't too bad, but I think it's just more interesting the fact that they were at 5.25x captains for Kizuna, at least. It's kind of busted.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It also makes the super boss way easier to handle. Well, not way easier, but at least like the minimum damage output if you get these units is going to be way higher. But I do believe that you can't zombie them. I think there's at least for now, until someone comes up with something. But from what I've seen, you can't zombie them, which is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, like after a certain point in time, Krieg just binds every character like for 99 turns.
Yeah.
And apparently he does it like every turn or some shit.
Yeah. And I think there's also
So,
I watched before I came in, I watched like a Snowman video of him versing the strength one. And I think like after, so I think like you do the damage, and then after the first turn he swaps your captain with another unit. I think it is
gross.
too. So you can't necessarily, I mean, like, maybe if it was only, like, the middle row, I don't know how that works for zombieing, but if a captain gets swapped into your captain, they also have a zombie captain ability, then maybe you could work around it, but...
Or if you just have the friend captain be the zombie still.
Yeah, that's
but again,
also true.
it's pretty finicky, though.
You need that to be to be Brook, though, to revive, because he does instant kill you after the second turn or whatever. So, I don't think you can zombie, which was kind of my prediction in the long tail, because like obviously like they're not going to introduce 100 ticket pools and then allow players to get 3 million tickets again. Like it's just not going to work out that way.
There's just no way that they could keep people just from zombieing this. Like why would they want to keep that in?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I think it's fine that they're getting rid of zombieing, but I also would like it if they would reduce the amount of health. Like don't make it start with 1 billion. That's a bit crazy.
The exponential scaling is too much. Like in the grand scheme of things, the exponential scaling of the super boss is too much. I think it was 15%, or it is 15%. Sorry, which is obscene because like as we saw with the global one, around level like 50, it gets to like 999 billion HP.
Yeah, like 50 is when it like caps out, right?
Yeah, I think it's like level 50 or 51, something like that. It caps out and then it doesn't go any higher than that.
So what it means is, like regular bosses are probably going to be way more important now because when we first did the super bosses, we were like, oh, we don't even need to do regular Kizuna. We'll just keep focusing on the super 100%. Boss. But now it's a bit different.
Which I think is good, but on the contrary, like Snowman had a team that was like, it was like a V2 Kaido and a V4 Katakuri captains, and like. Because the Don Krieg super boss doesn't use full immunity, so you can benefit from Kaido's like 2x.
And then you get super class and super tight.
Exactly right. And he used sugar as well, and he had his team was really strong, but he ended up doing like 3.5 billion damage or 3.3 billion damage or whatever, which is like okay. That's great when you're at level like 10. But when you get to like level 50 and the boss has like 999 trillion or billion HP, you have to do that 300 times almost. 300 times just to kill it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like post like level 20 to post level 30. It's like you basically that's the cap. It almost feels like.
So I think when we did it on our team, we kind of like forced it after a bit. We'll like just everyone run in, do 3 billion damage, and let's just kill it because like it was much faster than somebody sitting and zombieing for like 30-40 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, for the earlier levels. Yeah.
I think we kept it up to like level 20-25, I think it was. But after that, it was just like the boss has 50 million HP. Everyone's team does like 1 billion. Whilst you can do 50 clears, like the economics of it just doesn't make much sense to continue that.
Exactly.
But it definitely, I think this is what they wanted Super Boss Kizuna to be from the start, though. And I think that they kind of overlooked the ability to zombie or the ability to use like Legend Brook or like store with Legend V1 Katakuri as well. I think that was all overlooked. But I think that this was their intention from the very beginning, which is completely fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I mean, obviously the ticket's going to be less, but I think like you mentioned, Todd, the importance on regular boss clears now is going to be so much more. So I think now is the time for global players to potentially start saving your Kizuna potions. I mean, after the Kizuna we just had, which we'll talk about later, you're probably out of Kizuna potions potentially, but like I think now's the time to start saving them for super bosses, because if this kind of trend keeps up with super boss Kizunas being like unable to be zombied, the regular boss is going to become way more important in the long run. I think I also want to mention too, it was pretty cool, like the Sugofest, obviously no legend but boosted, but on multi number 5, you were guaranteed either Buggy or Kuro, and then obviously multi number 20 you'll guarantee either Buggy or Kuro, which is kind of lame, but at the same time,
what the hell?
Yeah,
what a big jump.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, but at least for multi 5 being guaranteed one or the other is actually really good. At least like, I mean, good for the most part. It's kind of similar to like throwing back to the old team Kizunas, I think it was, where like multi 5 and multi 10, you're guaranteed one of the boosters. So
right,
at least like if you have to do 5 multis to get at least one booster, like that's like at least you're in a decent position. Plus, I think the boosters have obviously the 5.25x captain. They have Rainbow Affinity, I'm fairly sure. They're ticket boosters. They're Super Boss coin boosters. So like you.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I'm just like looking it up. It says that they give 1.3 tickets and then at 1.25 Super Boss tokens, which makes sense. But then it says that they get 1.2 times stats. Is that surely counts, right?
I think it is right. I think it's
what? A 20% boost.
Yeah, I think the only reason why it's a 20% boost as well is purely because of the fact that they're 5x captains or 5.25x captains. Oh no, I see it here. Sorry, it does say 2x stats here.
Okay,
if you scroll down a bit,
board.
okay. If you scroll down a bit, it says Kizuna Dom Krieg boosted list, and Kuro and Buggy get 2x stats, and then there's a bunch of other units that get 2x stats too. All the new units, which is good. Because the fact that the Katakuri and the Doflamingo as well, like both boosted, is good too. Also, what I want to mention, V4 Katakuri and Ulti Page 1 are available on this banner, which is insane. Because
I was also going to ask that because it's 5 multis to get one of the boosters, so you'd hope that the legends alongside it are pretty good. So that's nice.
Just the fact that V4 Katakuri is available on this banner, again, they've done the exact same thing where like they've shot themselves in the foot by releasing V4 Katakuri on his banner, but then releasing him here. I don't know the rates. I don't know if it's like any different. Or like if they've done this scummy thing.
Not like the treasure map. Oh no.
That's my issue there. But at the same time, I don't think they have. I mean, obviously that needs to be.
I'm sure people would have talked about it.
Yeah, exactly. I think people would have discussed it if it was the case, but no one seemed to have mentioned anything per se.
It just makes you think why they even did it in the first place for the treasure map. Like,
exactly.
So
like it made no sense in reality if they're going to do that. But the banner's not bad. Toki's on the banner. Capone Crew, Sanji Pudding, Katakuri, Ulti Page 1, Kaito Big Mom. So 6 pretty decent legends there. And obviously I have
I assume it's just 10 legends, right?
Yeah, it's only 10 legend banner as well. And even the rare crits are cracked too. The new Hody, the new Caesar, Dex Kaku, who's really good, the Quick Kanjuro, who's bad, Strength Jinbei.
He's pretty good.
No, shut up talking to me. 24 turn cooldown head ass, bro.
Let's go.
Strength Jinbei, Quick Zoro, Strength King as well. Paris, Dex Paris, bro, all the rare recruits are really, at least the boosted rare recruits, are all really good. And then all the legends are actually half decent in themselves as well. So,
seems decent.
Not a bad banner to pull on, in all honesty. Especially with V4 Katakuri on that banner as well. Pretty decent, all things considered.
It's not bad.
Overall. So, I think, global play, hopefully we do get this Kizuna, though, but I doubt it at this point. Just purely because of, how the schedule stuff has worked. We're not going to get the Kizuna, but we'll get the units, but not the banner, I suppose, which is kind of lame. But I guess we'll see what happens, in the future. Because who knows, how they're going to end up structuring all the Sugofests and all the content in terms of, we know what's going to come out. We just don't know how it is, I suppose, is a better way to put it there. But I think that's about it for Don Krieg and co.
Yeah.
Another interesting point, I guess, from the JP side is that obviously with the release of episode 1000 last week, there has been a little tweet from the JP Twitter highlighting that episode 1000 commemorative characters are in the works, and there are 2 silhouettes. And obviously I believe that these are just going to be Strawhat. I don't know if they're going to be legends or not, but the right one is definitely a combination of Robin, Jinbei, and potentially, I think it's just Robin and Jinbei, to be honest with you.
I think it's just Robin, Jinbei. That would be my guess.
And the left one might be, it's Usopp and Nami. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So we don't know. I mean, it does say at least the little image on that thing says One Piece 1000, congratulations, Sugofest, part 1, part 2. At least part 1. It only says part 1 there. So maybe these are 2 new legends. Maybe they're 2 new limited rare recruit characters. I mean, just judging by the way that Treasure Cruise is working, pretty certain they're going to be 2 new legends for the most part. So
I wouldn't be shocked if these are rare recruits, though. To be honest,
also
I wouldn't.
That's also true.
I could see them being rare recruits, and then they have maybe a free to play character, and then maybe they do have a legend alongside it. Though, also at the same time, it would be kind of interesting if they decided to super evolve the 6-star Straw Hat Pirates.
That's right. That's
because like that unit, man. I think that unit kind of deserves a super evolution, to be honest.
That unit, it's just because that unit's captain ability is trash. It's not good. I don't know.
I mean, for me, after using super type characters that have flat 5x's, and then you go to a unit that has a 4x, it's it's a pretty substantial difference.
Without a doubt. Like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's frustrating.
I think they're rare recruits for a batch because Legends should be coming out in the next couple of days.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're about to get that Luffy Yamato. Let's go.
Hey, relax, talking to me. There's no way that they're releasing a Luffy Yamato. You know what? They might do that.
This is the first of many.
Yeah, how many Yamatos do you think are going to come out next year? That's a good question.
Wait, if they want to try and fit all of them on one character, on one crew, what if they did like, so there's 10 Straw Hats, right?
Yep.
So they do 2 units per spot.
5
so like,
legends.
No, it'd be like 4 rare recruits and then 2 singular legends. Maybe they could do that. So they could do like a Zora and a Luffy legend or something.
Luffy, yep, that could make sense.
New last tap Luffy.
Bro, shut up, please, man.
I mean, it's definitely not a Super Sugo.
yeah, that's next month. That's next month.
I beg you. I didn't have the first one.
If it does end up being a new Luffy, then that would pretty much all but confirm the fact that New Year's is not a Luffy character.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Like, I didn't think about that, but if a Luffy does pop up in this, like, batch, if it is a legend at least, that's a really good point that, like, New Year's will probably not be a Luffy legend.
If they do it, where it's
Imagine they double down.
Luffy, bro, if they double down, I'd cry.
They better not.
Imagine, like, they're, like, Luffy, and then they're, like, Luffy 6+.
Kid Luffy.
If it's another Luffy legend, I really hope he's not in Gear 4.
He's going to be in Gear 4. On God, he's going to be in Gear 4 as well.
They have such a hard on for Gear 4 Luffy. It's crazy.
You don't?
No, not at all.
Bro, I send my downstairs to Gear 4 when I see Gear 4 Luffy.
Oh my God.
They gotta make a Gear 4 where you can, like, de-ascend. Go back to base form.
You're talking about the quick Luffy?
Yeah.
Captain action. You start as Gear 4, but then you can, like, use your Captain action to go down to, like, regular Luffy or something like that.
People love that Gear 4 Luffy with the gear change. People absolutely adore that character.
That guy sucks. That character reeks. Especially when they release Snake Man though. Like they super evolved him.
What do you mean, Papi? He has an innovative game mechanic.
Yeah, well, name the last Captain action. It's been like 2 years. Nice innovative game mechanic. Actually, no, 6+ Capone, I guess. If you want to argue, but like at the same time, I don't count it. But it is what it is, I suppose. That'll be interesting. Man. I do think that you've actually brought up a really, really good point in the sense that that if it is a Luffy, or maybe it's a build up though. Maybe they release these guys at the end of this month as like units or legends or whatever.
Oh, don't do it.
And then at the end of next month they continue the like One Piece 1000, you know, and then they do release like the rest of the Straw Hats as other legends and stuff too. That could be a possibility. I don't know. I don't want any more Straw Hats, man. Why so many?
Then we also
legends?
got the. I don't know if do you have it here? Oh no, okay, you've got it in the other news. Okay, we'll get to it later.
Okay. That's Japan. Thumbs up. That's sick. All right.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of quiet right now. So
yeah, not a lot of news in general, but I mean at the end of this year there'll be probably a lot of news. But we'll be on break. We'll be on holiday, so fuck you. You can wait for us to discuss it in the next year.
Oh my God. Discuss how broken the new character is, Legend Gaimon.
Bro, I'm pumped. Hey, don't spoil it, man. You told us not to say anything. You're gonna say it? Come on, dog. All right. Global. Kizuna Jack. Yep. That was fun.
That's definitely a Kizuna.
So Kizuna Jack. So it ended up being Kizuna Jack with the release of Legend Toadskii, as we kind of discussed in the previous episode. And the new rare recruit Kinemon. Todd, did you end up doing pulls on the Toadskii banner?
Yeah, I did a handful. Ended up getting Toadskii and multiple Kinemon. Too many Kinemon. But yeah, I mean Toadskii's cool. Toadskii's got some cool effects. Kinemon's a pretty good Kizuna unit.
Kinemon's
ended up pulling a lot of other like ones I was missing as well.
Mm.
So like I pulled Mugiwara 56 Frankie and the Robin. And the old blue Kinemon, which was like hugely rate boosted.
I got him
to debate
too.
everyone.
Oh, it's such a bait.
Yeah.
When I got that Kinemon, I was like, oh, I got the Kizuna Kinemon, sick. And then I realized, I was like, wait, the new one doesn't evolve. What the hell is this?
Yep.
Like, so that's good. The Toki, getting Toki's sick though. Well, how many did you end up doing? Like less than 5 was it, or did you end up doing off-screen skis?
I went to, I think it was 7.
That's alright. Not bad for Toki. In all honesty.
I can't remember, but yeah, it wasn't crazy amount, which is okay.
Sick. I did 5 total. I got Legend
I saw
King.
you got some new stuff.
I got Legend King, which is Pog, but then I got him twice, which is not Pog. Nah, it's alright. I got him twice in the same multi, which is good. And I got Kinemon in that multi as well. So like I can't complain too much.
Huge.
I also got like 5 other like limited rare recruits / Kizuna rare recruits that I was missing as well. So like I honestly really enjoy pulling on the Kizuna banners, not because of getting like the new legend or getting stuff like that, but because like if I skip a lot of Kizuna banners in a row, pulling on a new Kizuna banner, it's like I'll get a couple of new characters that I was missing in the past, which is always a good feeling in the long run there. But I guess then on that, Kizuna Jack, unfortunately, this as we're in the situation of the catch up and we're approaching the sync, Kizuna Jack was kind of stacked. You had Kizuna Jack, you had his skulls, you had Big Mum, her limit break abilities, and her skulls. You had Rebecca and her limit break abilities, and then you also had Toy Soldier and some skill books
And 6+ Sabo skulls.
And 6+ Sabo skulls too. So there's a lot in one Kizuna. Like actually a lot in one Kizuna.
I don't blame people for not like getting everything because it's a lot.
So in case people aren't aware how it worked out, you got 1 skull of both. So there were Sabo skulls in boxes 2 to 6, I think it was, or something like that. All the Sabo skulls were available in the Kizuna boxes, but the Big Mum skull and all the limit break materials were available in all the Kizuna boxes. So you can max limit break and super evolve deck Sabo. However, the Big Mum skulls and the Jack skulls worked a little bit differently. So you got 1 skull in box 6 for both Jack and Big Mum. There were 2 of each skull available in box 7. And then if you didn't want to reset box 7, there's 1 skull available in the clear rewards for your alliance and 1 skull available in the assist clear rewards. So there's your cumulative 5. But it's kind of scummy. So basically, if I'm going to kick it to you, kind of scummy.
Basically, you have to get through every single box, get every single rainbow chest, and then do all of box 7 at least once.
At least once.
All the skulls.
And mind you, it's still 1,000 items. So like it's not like whilst it is possible and whilst it is extremely doable, at the same time it's not easy for a lot of people to do that.
If you miss out, you won't be able to get them like
2 months,
another 2 months.
Yeah, probably 2. Because I think Kuja's skulls weren't in this Kizuna's
no, they weren't. They should be available next month though. For Kuja ones should be next month, I think.
That's right.
I think.
I mean, hopefully. I mean, at this point, who knows?
Also, next month it's going to be crazy. Is we're going to get access to all the missing super evolutions in the Kizuna.
Yep.
So that's going to be crazy for us on global.
So I don't know. Like, it's good, but at the same time, like, it's very frustrating that this is like the method that they chose to hand them out in. I don't. I don't see the point of putting them in the missions. You should have just like the same way that the Sabo skulls worked should have been the same way that these skulls worked, where they were available in all the boxes. It shouldn't have been. You have to either wait for the event to end and get the rewards, or you have to clear box 7 twice, which is a total of 2,000 Kizuna tickets.
Yeah, the fact that they kind of locked the skulls behind such a heavy. It's not a paywall, but a ticket wall, I guess. It's pretty bullshit, honestly. And most casual players, I think, are not even going to get to
not going to get close
for months. Yeah,
they won't get close.
So it's just not fair, and it's really bad considering that Lin is like one of the best free to play characters that's ever released.
Correct, which is insane. Especially because for example, I'll give you like my numbers. So I this morning finished box 7, just box 7 alone. I did 54 clears, and I did 41 assists. So 95 things total, essentially, to get enough tickets to like get everything. And obviously I got a little unlucky in like box 7. I got my last Jack Skull with like 34 items remaining in box 7, which is
gross.
You know, but like that's still 100 things, and I had Kinemon, and I was using a friend Toki in every clear I was doing too. So like, if you put that up to perspective, people that don't have Kinemon or don't have Toki, for example, you have to do like 60, 70 clears in your own accord.
If you're not using friend Toki, you're never getting any of this done.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. I just think like they should never put any important material in box 7 unless we already have all the materials, or unless we've already received the materials. Like if they had put Jack Skulls or like Big Mum Skulls in box 7 and we had already gotten 5 of them from prior, then okay, like that's fine. But the fact that you have to clear box 7 or just get extremely lucky, either way. And if you want to get the units earlier, you have to clear, get all the skulls, and then reset and do it again. You know, it's a bit of a scummy move in that accord. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's not much else to say on that except like, I just hope that this isn't. I just hope that this isn't like maintained for like the next time we have a Kizuna or anything of the sort, and it's kind of like evened back out. From one legend to another, though, Strawhat Pirates, they came out. They made a shebang, and I think, as Todd mentioned earlier, how did your pools go?
Honestly, it wasn't the worst pulls I've ever had. I actually got like a lot of good legends along the way. Like one of my multis had literally 2 copies of Wanks in it, which is pretty crazy. But the rare recruits also were like, they boosted a lot of good rare recruits, which was kind of nice at least. But again, it's one of those weird ones where like it's a legend that's not really needed for an event, and it's one of those legends that you don't like. A lot of people don't really care about them that much, and it's at a really weird time. It's really close to the end of the year.
Right.
This is a banner that not a lot of people are really going to be pulling on, so it's kind of whatever. I obviously suggest most people not to pull on this banner, but yeah, we ended up getting them luckily, which was pretty cool. I've already played around with them a little bit, and I mean, pretty much what I thought of them before I pulled them is still how I feel after I've pulled them, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're just okay.
They're okay. They exist. Yeah. They're a legend. Their specials
they exist. Yeah, that's correct.
Their special's really good. Their captain ability leaves a lot to be desired, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think you're right in the sense that like it could lead to a 6+, but at the same time I don't think it's gonna happen now. Purely because they've shown 2 like rare recruits / legends in like Robin, Jinbei, Nami.
Yeah, right. It would make sense.
So there's no like they're not going to do it now at least, but it definitely they are a legend that like a 6+ would do them well. I think overall.
Yeah.
I did the discount, got nothing. Thumbs up. That was all I was intending to do anyway. So you know we moved from that essentially. But it's like what Todd said. Like New Year's is literally like a month away. We'll probably find out the information of what's popping on New Year's probably a little earlier than that too. So just keep your eyes out for
we'll have some advertiser randomly
leak
on one of their websites.
Oh, Roger V2's out, by the way, guys. There he's
Jesus.
He's on this
could
random
you just imagine
website.
Could you imagine if they did it again? Oh my god, surely not.
The thing is, I wouldn't put it past them to do it again though. That's the sad part.
So dumb.
Where did it get leaked again? Wasn't it like on the App Store or some
No, it was
some website.
Some random website, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was a website that literally had nothing to do with Treasure Cruise. It was like another Japanese gaming website.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like there was an advertiser that obviously they were planning to have these advertisements run, but they ran them early.
But it had like a countdown on it as well. I swear it had didn't it have like a number counting down or something like that too?
Yeah, I think it did.
I think so. Yeah.
And that shit was like 35 days or whatever it said or something like that.
I think that was the end date of the Sugofest.
Oh.
Because it went for a month.
So Roger's
and it got
only
leaked about a
available
week
for
early.
X time. Bro, they could have still advertised that, but they could have just like made Roger like a silhouette or whatever it is. And let people speculate like what New Year's is going to be. Or
then again, if you're going to advertise Roger for Treasure Cruise. That's a decent way of doing it.
Yeah.
But either way.
That was funny. I hope that happens again because I find that shit so hilarious. And they just outright just ruin their own celebration. Like
I know Flame and I were not liking that one at all.
that video of you still punching the camera is so good.
Oh my god.
Well, I get you're right. It's Roger. And he's like beating up the camera, bro.
Bro, we were held hostage. We couldn't say shit.
Every time you stream or you upload a video, it's just like, is Roger coming
so
out?
bad.
And you're gonna say, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Like, oh. Yeah. Episode 1000 login rewards. Cool. 20 gems. Kind of lame.
Yeah, we take it. Oh, we got also 20 gems. Oh yeah, well it's in the other news. Damn, you're good at this.
Right, it's get a load of this guy. Hey, got him.
Oh, look at you breaking it.
I'm in my meeting. Bro, my meeting's going on right now. Let's wave to everyone real quick. There you go. Give them all a wave. But yeah. So yeah, we got login rewards for the 20th annual. Whilst it would have been cool to get like, I mean, like, I'm not one to always be like we should get more gems, but like for it being like One Piece, like episode 1000 celebration, like 20 gems seems a little bit lackluster, but I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day, regardless. It's still 20 free gems you didn't have to do anything for.
You didn't want 1,000 gems?
Bro, I would have taken 1,000 gems. Are you kidding me? Like, give me
1,000 gems for episode 1000, bro.
Oh, people are leaving the meeting. Gotta dip so I don't seem awkward. See you, boys.
Oh, no.
We out there.
Alright, see ya.
it was only 15 minutes, bro. Pog.
Good meeting.
Pog meeting. They like ask me, they're like, so what happened to me? I'm like, yep. Anyway, I don't know. Like, I just think that like there should have been a little bit more than 20, and I guess that's
it. Just overall, this whole celebration felt like kind of lame. Considering how big of a celebration this is supposed to be, like there wasn't much going on.
And how much it was advertised as well, though, mind you. Like episode 1000 was literally everywhere. Like, all over the world, pretty much, as well. Like, there should have been something more to that. I mean, I guess, like, that's what they're doing now, I suppose, with, like, the Robin Jinbei and the Usopp and Nami. Maybe, like, New Year's will be a commemorative, like, episode 1000 celebration. But, at this point, who knows?
I feel like at least 100 gems because
that's what I
would
kind
be
of
like
thought.
okay.
Like, whilst that's a lot, like it kind of makes sense. Even if it was like 50, enough to do a multi. Like I guess that's the sad part. You know what I mean? Like you can't even do a multi. You know, like with 20 gems, what are you gonna use 20 gems on? Like
20 gem. No, you can go.
Oh, they should have just done like 100 gems over like 20 days, like 5 gems
I agree.
per day.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like that.
That would have been way better.
That would have been good. Yeah.
What were you gonna mention, Knight?
I was gonna say that the 20 gems is foreshadowing that 20 gem multis coming out soon.
I'm down.
Ooh.
I'm down. Even though that's cap. There's no way on God's green earth.
There's literally no reason for them to do that.
Because people are still gonna pull. Like that's the issue. People still keep
Imagine
pulling.
they do a Black Friday sale.
Yo, I'm in.
Multis.
But you can only pull on the banner that's out now, so it's only the Strawhat banner.
Yeah.
You just have to send 20 gem multis on that banner. I'll do it actually.
Black Friday sale, the banner is going to be the 1000-day banner. It's going to be 1 gem multis.
Right, 1,000 steps.
Yeah, 1,000 steps.
Oh my god.
You got to do a single.
Oh no.
Hey, the turnover rate wouldn't be too bad, bro. 1 gem multis. You get 11 units for 1 gem. I'd do like 100.
I mean, you can't complain.
I'll do 100 gem. I'll do 100 multis.
Nah, but they do it so there'd be like, you know, like all legends available and it'd be 5% rate, so it'd be like really shit.
I'd do it anyway. That's like I'll just get like 10 million raid points just for the sake of getting like 10 million raid points, you know? I'll drop like a couple 100 gems, and why not?
Nah, you know what they do? They do Straw Hats raid boosted.
All Straw Hats.
No.
Even the
All Straw Hats.
all Straw Hats.
5+ Luffy, let's go.
Even the Fortnite Straw Hats or like the random ass like free to play logins. Every Straw Hat. Period.
It's like the April Fools, like the April Fools Usopp banner.
But it's all Straw Hats and
no.
it's 1,000 multis. And if you do the 1,000 multis, you get like Straw Hat Crew or whatever it is the guaranteed unit or like one of the new legends or whatever. Now you know what it is. It's you either get Robin and Jinbei or you get Nami. You're not even guaranteed both. You get one or the other.
Jeez.
You
get one version of them.
there's a 6-star coming out soon. 6+, sorry, 6+.
And every multi along the way is legend or rate boosted step, but then it's every like 50 steps is a guaranteed legend.
I'm down.
No.
That's not bad.
Rise on life support.
You do 50 multis, you get tornado. You get Tornado Tempo Nami.
It's a red
Let's
poster,
go.
but it fakes out back to a gold poster that just goes backwards. Let's go.
Fake out to a silver.
Yeah, it's a bronze. It goes to silver. Bro, imagine you do a multi and like a bronze poster popped up. Oh my god.
It is crazy. Like, 'cause with my like series that I do on my channel, I actually go back and like watch some old like Sugofest videos, and it's crazy that we used to pull on banners that had fucking silvers on them. Like, holy shit.
It's actually cancer. Like, I'm sorry, but like it's so bad.
No, it is.
That they were like actively open to be like, you can put a 3-star unit back in the day. Like the audacity for them not to have done it from day dot that it was all 4-star rare recruits or better is insane to me. Even on top of that, like I get like you can have a conversation here. Like they haven't really updated the Sugo system that much, and you can argue they added the animations, but animations are trash. They barely mean anything. But then they added like these 10 legend Sugofests, and then like 3 months later they're out. So like the whole idea of like the Sugo system is just irrelevant, like because nothing gets changed, nothing has been updated, nothing has been modified.
It is so weird because like it's kind of similar. Like I don't know how to like put this, but it is weird that every time a new batch comes out or a new event comes out with a Sugofest, and we are always waiting like, oh, I wonder what the steps are going to be. Like it is kind of weird that they haven't decided to go with like a uniform step system.
Yeah,
with
I
like
agree.
every banner, where every banner is like literally different steps.
I think the best that Trader Cruise has ever been in terms of Sugofest was 30 gem multi, 50 gem, 50 gem, 1 gem, 50 gem, 50 gem, 1 gem, or like
those were crazy.
You know, like imagine if it was just like it just like rotated, so it was like 30, 50, 51, and then it started again 30, 50, 51. And it just kept repeating that four like multi-cycle until multi 20, 30, whatever it may be.
Like the batch of Sugos ranging from like Shanks crew release up until like maybe Luffy Sanji release. Like those all those batch of Sugos were freaking crazy. Aside from the Summer Hancock one, where for some reason she wasn't guaranteed. That was
bro. That's when I lost my mind. That's when I realized, bro, this game is like. Surely it's on like a knife's edge at this point. It just doesn't make sense why you'd actively do that. I mean, like, shout out Broke, because he actually kind of asked the question on, like, do you think they'll ever get a better Sugo than Global 6 Annie? I mean, to be fair, French Annie Shanks crew was better, but like the Global 6 Annie Sugo was 15% legend rate. On part 1, the legends were 0.6 like chance. On part 2 and 3, the legends were 0.83. In the whole routine of multis, there was 6 1-gem multis. And in total, the debut legend was guaranteed after 936 gems.
Is this the Luffy Sanji banner you're talking about? Like that one with part 1, 2, and 3 and shit?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a crazy banner.
That was a really good banner overall.
Back at it.
Like, I don't know. Like, if they could... Like, all they need to do is just remove the need to go to 30 multis, or if you're going to go to 30 multis, make every multi a value of 30 gems, and then add.
You know what is crazy though? Like, remember back in the day, whenever they randomly debut a legend, like remember when Quickbeard came out, like 9 multis, you got him.
Got him.
Or like when Law V2 got his 6+ with Lucy, 6 multis, you got him. I think Kung Fu Luffy was also 6 multis.
6 multis, yep.
On the Luffy Ace banner. Like, they never do that anymore.
How did we go from that to, you can do 30 multis
They did
to
on
get
Capone.
Yamato?
Oh,
I mean,
Capone too,
yeah, 4 multis.
Yeah.
6+ Capone.
do they really value Kung Fu Luffy that low? Shaking my head.
Good dot.
And so, you know what's funny as well is Quickbeard was better than the 2 debut legends on the time too.
Bro, that was cool. They really released V1 Big Mom.
Dude, they needed something to make that banner good because Big Mom and Brooke for anniversary is a massive yikes. They literally had to do something about that.
But then they guaranteed you Quickbeard after 9. So everyone just did 9 for Quickbeard and then did not pull.
And then just did 2 multis for Ace whenever his part came out. That's
right.
It. Like Ace and Whitebeard was like better than the whole batch pretty much at the time.
Because that combo was dirty.
Yeah.
The 2 of them together was nuts.
So good.
I really do hope that after I guess there's not a lot of resources to go around to start rejigging niche systems. I mean, obviously the Sugo structure isn't a niche system, but in comparison to the gameplay loop, it kind of is. So I really do hope that once the games end up synchronizing and end up being on the same schedule, there is time for them to go and look at Sugo structures and go and look at content loop and that kind of stuff and really make it better for the future of the game. But then again, people are still pulling obscene amounts of multis for legends that they're only going to use 4 times. So at the same time, they don't really need to do anything with the whole entire structure in the first place.
Oddly enough, I think it would be nice if we go even if they do it for specific events, if they do new OST on Sugo banners like we did with Germa 66, or if they did maybe even during certain banners they do new animations, even if it's just for that banner, I think it would be interesting.
I would love
that'd be cool.
I would love for them to, because you know how they're currently releasing on the JP version at least the whole Yoshi teaches the new community manager about parts of the game. I would love for them to release an infographic about the animations at some point.
That would be cool.
They probably won't do that, but it would be really nice to get something like that so that at least then we kind of can have an idea of, all right, what the hell does XYZ mean? And then right. You could easily, like you said, you could change animations depending on the event or the banner that's out. During anniversary, you could have some new kind of animation with Luffy or anything of the sort.
Yeah.
If they ever made the animation explanation video, the first comment has to be a link to your animation video.
It'd be a link to my freaking 60 hours of live streaming to try to figure out, and all my Excel spreadsheets of trying to figure out what the animations mean and coming to literally nothing at all every time. So I think it'd be cool to at least get these small things coming in once the game synchronized. But again, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see where things get played out there. But
I have no idea.
That's all the news. So what we decided to do today, and because the Q&A stuff kind of went up a little late, we did get actually a lot of questions for such a short period of time, so we appreciate you guys for sure. But what we decided to do is we might do a quick little speed run, I guess, of the award show. I'm going to go through each category, and we're going to go through each nomination, and kind of give a quick little summary or thoughts and opinions on who we think is going to win. And maybe I'll reference back to this when it comes to the actual award show next episode. So, best Super Evolution. You have Yamato, Onami, Germa, or Dex Sabo. How do you guys feel?
It's kind of a cop out that Yamato's there.
It is.
Yeah,
and
Yamato.
I hated putting Yamato there, but at the same time, the nominations, you can't go past people's nominations, I suppose.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like that's gonna win, but if we're going by, actually, the way that I thought about it was, what character got like the best buff or like the most useful buff.
Yeah.
And I think if you go by that, I'd say it's probably either Saba or Germa at that point.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I'm looking at the results while I'm doing this as well. So when you guys talk, I'm like, oh yeah, interesting. Oh yes. So
indubitably, yes.
Worst Super Evolution: Pudding, Mihawk, Sanji. Pudding, V2 Mihawk, V2 Sanji, V2 Zoro.
Pudding.
No comment. Keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving.
No, like honestly, like okay, so Super Evolution, like it's okay. I'm gonna kick it to you. Like the worst Super Evolution, it's kind of like a pretty even split. Like I'm not gonna tell you like specifics, but for the most part, like there's a few people that could take out the worst Super Evolution. So I mean, as obviously, but like at the same time, like there's a few of them that are like kind of similar in numbers. By the way, over 2,500 people have voted, which is just ridiculous. So like it's really good there. Best rare recruit: Psy Robin, Psy Rockstar, Quick Killer, Quick Zoro. How do we feel?
They're all good. Ugh, dang it. That's not like that's not very easy to pick.
Yeah, they're all really good rare recruits.
Yeah, it's all situational too.
Yeah,
like
totally.
what you need for the content.
Totally right.
The way that I looked at it was which ones are the most replaceable, and I kind of just disregarded those. So Robin, I feel like, is the easiest to replace.
Right.
Because there's like Bobbin and Praline and stuff.
Bro,
I felt like
go.
Yeah, what?
No, go. Sorry, I'll say afterwards.
I felt like the one that was the most difficult to replace was Killer, so I picked him.
I agree. But I was like thinking the other day, man, bro, Bobbin is actually such a cracked rare recruit.
Right?
I was like using him the other day for content. I'm like, he's fucked. Like he's way too good.
He came out with V1 Katakuri. That man is old as hell.
He's so good though. Like his whole kit is amazing.
Yeah.
Best free to play. You have Olin, Kuja Pirates, Onigashima Luffy, and Shiryu. TM Shiryu, that is.
I picked Olin.
Yeah.
Olini.
Olin's probably.
I think a lot of global players sleep on Olin. I think so. I think a lot of people haven't realized that how good she is yet.
Yeah, she dummy thick.
Okay, yo, hey,
I was gonna pick Shiryu though, because I really liked Shiryu.
He's so
like
good.
his support is crazy too. Like removing poison.
Yeah.
Like good ass character.
Bro, his support's cracked and his special has so much utility, and his captain ability is actually like really usable as well.
Like he's good in almost every way.
Best artwork: Final Tap Law, Roger, V2 Kaido, Zoro Duro.
I don't know why Zoro's there.
These were the four, like, this kind of crazy, because, like, looking at the nominations, like, these four were, like, front runners, too. So, like...
Really?
Yeah,
but, like,
really
they're winning by, like, a lot.
Yeah. In terms of, like, the nomination-wise. It was kind of crazy.
I would not have picked Super Type Zoro, honestly. Like, he's cool, but he's, like, his special animation's the best part. Like, his artwork is, like, it's fine, but not...
Yeah, I'm looking at the numbers now. These two were ahead by, like, so these four were ahead, by, like, a lot. In comparison to everything else, which is kind of crazy to think about.
I think the Law fanboys will probably pick him.
Yes, sir.
His artwork is good.
Yeah, this is also one of the votes where like it's very evenly split, like extraordinary.
Yeah, I could see it.
Like they're very close together as well. Best ink effect: Law,
Moria,
V1 Kaido, Moria, and Roger. You got Moria.
I
think
chose
Laws
Moria.
is good. I actually think Laws is really sick.
Yeah, I picked
the room going over the whole screen. So cool.
Yeah.
Even just like the
I don't know
little,
who I picked, but it's definitely not Roger.
Bro,
what, bro? The disrespect.
I mean, I think all those people's on theirs is better than his.
Well, you're wrong.
Oh shit! Hey, go off, King. Go off.
No. Hey, look, it's all subjective. So, art is subjective.
That's these ones was like a lot harder to kind of like justify. I mean, at least like change or justify things, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just what you like.
Most overrated. You have Luffy, you have Luffy Sanji, you have Reiju, and you have V2 Kaido.
I was shocked when I saw V2 Kaido on the list. People really think that he's overrated.
I think
I was confused on that.
I think the justification for V2 Kaido is that like he had in a sense he had like a whole new ability of the increased damage, but then it immediately gets kind of countered by the fact that you have like this like by a full immunity. So in the sense of like you have this whole new mechanic for this unit and everyone's really excited about it, but the opportunity to actually use the mechanic is like very limited. So like there's that sense of like, well, he's really good, but then if you look at his special, otherwise he doesn't really do anything in his special other than the increased damage and like matching orbs, I think it is.
Yeah, like if you're up against normal attacks only and then they've got full immunity, Kaido's pretty.
So I think
like,
that's
bad.
kind of the justification. It's like when I was thinking about all this stuff, I try to have like justification for each one so I can kind of like talk about it when it comes to the actual award show.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's kind of the reasoning behind V2 Kaido in a sense. But mind you, in this category, 2 of them are almost exactly the same, like numbers as well, which is kind of crazy in itself too. But
you said Final Tap Luffy and then Luffy Sanji,
Reiju, V2 Kaido.
Man, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird for Reiju because like we don't have him on global yet, so it's hard to say that one.
I think Reiju's justification for me is that like everyone hyped up this whole like poison mechanic.
Yeah.
And all this like she's gonna be so good when there's poison content because of this, and she heals and she does, but in reality like no one really uses her because at the end of the day she's still an int legend. And there are plenty of other int legends people will want to use instead.
So many other units you could use,
Yeah, so I think that's kind of her point. I think Luffy Sanji's justification being overrated is that when they came out, they're extremely hyped, but they also have the issue of coming out when Roger was released, at least for global. So like you have this whole point of like them being overhyped, but then Roger comes out and supersedes them. And then like they come out and they're not necessarily as good as people perceive. But in my opinion, I also think Luffy Sanji's really good of a character. Like their whole kit is very strong overall.
And like you were just saying, I personally don't agree with that because when they came out on JP, there was like a few months before Roger came out. They were really good.
5x Rainbow, full board of orbs. What is it? 2.5 times attack boost. Overhealing mechanic, which was brand new as well. So I guess
that's the problem with the unit that I hate. I hate the fact that when you use their special, if you're not at full HP, you only get a 2 times attack.
Yeah,
boost.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah,
it would have been nice even if it was just Rainbow 2.25.
Yep, I agree.
And like just that, or even like at that time, you might as well have made it 2.5 just all the time.
But that would be fucked. That actually would have been fucked up.
And then get the auto healing, overhealing shenanigans would have been way better. Oh, and also you have to use their switch effect to make recovery beneficial.
Orbs,
like, oh my god,
that was annoying.
As if their dual captain just doesn't make it beneficial. Like, what the hell? That's so stupid.
And then Final Tab Luffy, I think the reason why he was overrated was because when the Onigashima trio came out, everyone kind of anticipated Luffy to be the best one. Or at least, like, just by kit alone, everyone was like... And by preview of him being a Luffy character, they're like, oh, this unit's the best out of the 3 of those units. But as time has kind of gone on, you kind of realize that Final Tab Luffy's probably the worst out of the 3 units, which is pretty interesting to put there.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that Roger and Yamato are units because like, if you're running a free spirit team, you're just going to use those characters.
Correct, and plus it's a Luffy unit, and there's so many other Luffy units that you'd want to use under like Roger and Yamato, for example. So
I guess like if you're running like a quick team, he's still not bad. Like he's a good unit, but he's not. All
other things that were up in the most overrated were Magellan was up there pretty high. V3 Blackbeard for some reason was up there.
What?
But so my justification for 3, because I like V3 Blackbeard was close to getting up there, and my justification was like when V3 Blackbeard released, everyone was like, this unit is bad, but probably still usable. But then when he was in game, people used him, they're like, oh, this unit is a lot worse than what we had perceived him to be. So in a sense, like, whilst it is kind of weird, it's still technically overrating the character from going from bad to worse, I suppose, but kind of like in a different sense.
I can kind of understand Magellan one because honestly, I was really hyped for Magellan when he came out, And when I was using him, dude, he is not fun to use. He's actually pretty shit.
Yeah. And also,
at least captain ability.
Kaido vs Big Mom was up there as well as overrated.
No, my god. No,
it's very weird. Yeah,
see, that's the thing, because like I think a lot of these legends are rated like relatively fine in the community. Like, not too many people are outright going to say, "Oh, Kaido Big Mom are the best legend in the game."
Correct.
Like, people aren't really overrating them. I think they're relatively fine. They're rated perfectly. Yeah. Weird one.
Most underrated legend: Final Tap Kid, Fire Tank Pirates, Moria, Whitebeard vs Shanks.
Yeah, all of them are kind of underrated.
Yeah, I agree with this. Like, these nominations are really good, I think, because all of them kind of have their own story in a sense, and all of them like have a reason why they were underrated. And then when you kind of use them in content, like you're like, oh shit, these guys are like really good. Like, I always bring up the same, like when Whitebeard vs Shanks came out and I read them, I was like, this unit is average. Like, they're the worst.
Yeah, we were saying how average they were.
on GGP, I think I remember saying, I said like, this unit's the worst versus unit in the game or something like that. But then like when I watched a couple of videos, I was like, alright, never mind. Base stat boost is cracked. Like
they just seemed super basic to what we come to know.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they're really going back to this basic shit now. But then like I mean, keep it simple, stupid, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And they end up being like like they're two of the best units in the game, like straight up. Like Moria again, kind of same thing. I think people just kind of were kind of like, oh, Moria exists, that's cool. But then when you look at his entire kit, you're like, yeah, this guy's very strong. He has a lot going for him as well, which is always really good.
Yeah, I mean, powerhouse driven, you know, you love to see
exactly.
it.
Fire Tank is an interesting one. Because the thing that, like, Fire Tank isn't necessarily, like, underrated, but I guess underappreciated, I suppose. I mean, first of all, you have 120% damage reduction. But then you also have you also have the ability of, like, I think, like, underrated in the sense of, like, the blowaway mechanic's actually really good. In the fact that, like, if they're your captain, no unit can be blown away. And, like, the whole idea of, like, they have such good, like, longevity as a unit in terms of, like, that is, like, very powerful. They have the cool, like, orb locking thing where they give you, like, matching orbs but then lock them behind I think it's a perfect tap or whatever.
Yeah, you have to do perfect unlock it. Yeah,
which is really cool as, like, using that as, like, a positive rather than generally it's, like, a negative.
Yeah.
And then also you have Final Tap Kid, who I think it's just really fun, I suppose. I mean, I haven't used him myself, but, like, just from seeing people use him, like, he just seems underrated because people kind of didn't really understand the benefit of having, like, an attack orb and affinity boost in the same unit.
There's been so many times I'm like, oh shit, I would really like a unit that could give me, like, a boost on, like, multiple different stages really easily. Yeah. And Kid just fits that. You just chuck him on the team, boom, you can... And the thing about him is that is, like, so good, is if, like, yeah, you know, if he was, let's say, only an attack booster and you had only other attack boosters on your crew, obviously that sucks. But you can have all your other attack boosters and chuck in Kid, and then Kid can be your orb booster instead. Or he can be your color affinity instead. Like, he's so flexible, and he can fit on so many teams as well. Like, Kid's so good.
Also, another thing on Kid is the fact that, and, like, I think it's the same things. I remember, like, when we talked about V3 Doflamingo, and how his, like, special is, like, if you have an attack and orb boost, you get blah, blah, blah. If not, you get a 2 times attack and a 2 times orb boost or whatever it is for him. And I remember saying, like, that's really good. But people were complaining, like, oh, 2 times in 2021 is not good. But we have to keep in mind that, like, if a unit themselves is giving you an attack and an orb boost, it doesn't have to be for the final turn. But it's purely because, like, a unit can give you an attack and an orb boost in one go. Makes them, like, really, really good. Just purely because, like, you have multiple boosts in one unit, which opens up more slots for more units. You have to always keep that kind of... And I think Kid does exactly that. The fact that he can be attack, orb, and color affinity in the same unit, like, that's 3 buffs in one unit. And all you have to bring is, like, something to do with chain, and then, you know, a conditional, and then maybe a base stat booster, and you're good to go. Like, that's all the damage you'll need.
Yeah, the only real thing about Kid that kind of sucks is he doesn't have many good supports.
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully, in time, it gets better. With all the Onigashima, with all the Onigashima, like, and, like, Wano Kuni, like, kind of stuff as well. With the anime things, at least. So hopefully, in time, it means that there's going to be more things there overall. Most improved. Final Type Kid, Germa, Sugar, V2, Shirahoshi, and Mancherry. So I'll put a preface. Again, when this award first came out, it was for only legends that released this year. But I did change that after a couple of days because I realized, like, there is no way to have the most improved legend that came out this year, because if a legend comes out at the end of the year, they can't really be the most improved. So I did change that, which kind of meant I did a little bit of rejigging in the nominations to make it a bit more fair, I suppose. But yeah.
Yeah. This category was a bit strange to me, I felt. I didn't know how to answer this one.
So it's kind of like, the way that I kind of put this category in was more like, you know, like the unit came out, they were okay, but as time has gone on, they've got more support, they've got more units that have made them better, and they've, in a sense, they've seen more play throughout the years. So out of those four, like, you have Final Type Kid, who obviously is pretty similar to the underrated stuff, but, you know, now, as like Todd mentioned, he's more malleable, more flexible. You have Germo, who, when they came out, they were good, but like their 6+ drastically improved and made them a lot better. And then plus with the whole idea of them swapping into your captain slot, you can use the super type with them as well. And then now with the addition of super class, they're the only unit that fits that niche where you can bring a super class booster and a super type booster, and then get both super class boosts and super type boosts in the same team. And then you have Sugar, who just is like, I guess, like, not necessarily most improved, but Sugar just continues to get better and better over time as well. And then finally you have V2 Shirishari, who just like, they're just a solid unit overall. And again, they're very, as like HP mechanics become more and more like part of the game, they become more and more valuable as a unit.
I love that unit so much. Oh, V2 Shirahoshi Mancherry is so freaking broken.
Yeah.
What the hell? They're on their mad shit when they made that unit.
Because like I think in your video today for Strawhat, you had them, and they continue to keep you above full HP, so Strawhat continues to get color affinity.
Consistently super effective. Yeah.
And then you also have them coupled with Final Type Kid is like a dream made come true, which makes them fantastic. Plus, they remove a bunch of debuffs.
Legend that comes out
benefits from them as a unit in general, which is really good.
And they're Striker and Cerebral, so you can use them with the new Croc came out.
And they're really good with Croc as well.
Yeah, Chain Boost and Chain Boundary.
Mm-hmm. They're just really good. So, like, they're just a solid legend, and then they just keep getting better and better with time, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, such a fantastic unit.
Favorite game mode? Garp Challenges, Kizuna, Pirate Alliance, Kizuna, Pirate Rumble, Treasure Map.
Let's go.
People actually voted for Treasure Map. The community is fucked.
Crazy.
The community's fucked.
That's actually whack.
That's actually just not on like 300 different accounts.
No. I actually didn't vote for TM. To everyone's surprise, you guys can do the shock face now. I actually didn't vote for TM.
What?
I voted for Garp Challenge.
Garp Challenge was an interesting one because, like, whilst like I would, at least for myself, I wouldn't necessarily call it a game mode. In a sense, it kind of has become a game mode because, like, it's the go-to place when you have a new legend or, like, you want to showcase a new mechanic. Taking that stuff to a Garp Challenge is, like, probably the best way to indicate the quality of a legend in a sense, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
So I think that kind of justifies it. And obviously, Pirate Rumble and Kizuna, like, in themselves, they're just justified as, you know, they're two, like, stand-up game modes in the game too there. Now get to the more interesting stuff. Best new update feature. Candy stacking, Pirate Alliance, power-up system overhaul, and stamina meat and stamina storage. What do you guys think about this one?
There's lots of good updates that came out.
It's crazy.
Lots of good quality of life.
It's so crazy how many times this game had like really good updates come out, but then on the contrary, they just fucked everything up as well. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, I feel like Yoshi's like, he just wakes up, he's like, I choose evil today. And he just goes and like, fucks up Kizuna. But then the next day, he's like, I choose good. Or here's a power-up overhaul system that's in the game. So like, it's just like, you get a bit of one or the other. But what did you guys end up voting for in your options here?
I think I did Cotton Candy.
Yeah? That was just a good update. The fact that you got box storage back, you got a way to bulk store candy that was just way more effective. The ability to like feed candy via a slider made it so much more like it just made it faster. What did you end up going for?
So much more accessible.
Yeah, without
I think I ended up going for the power up system.
Yeah, that's
I felt
cracked.
like I felt like that saved so much time. I mean, all of these updates save a lot of time, but yeah, I can't wait till Global gets this 11.2. It's gonna be so good.
December 19th, PST, the day of beckoning.
Mark it in your calendars.
The day of beckoning for Trader Crews. Get excited. Most anticipated character / feature. A new game mode of some sort, Luffy vs. Kaido unit, Roger vs. Odin, or a TM revamp / overhaul. It's pretty easy, this one, I feel like. Everyone's going to vote for Treasure Map revamp overhaul. But on the contrary, though, so many people gas up a Roger vs. Whitebeard unit. So, like, it would be interesting to see what the final result ends up being here. Because, like, there's so many Roger vs. Whitebeard fanboys, but at the same time, TM is such a glaring issue that it needs to be kind of resolved at that too.
I would personally vote for something other than the TM one because I know that's not going to happen.
I would vote for like new game mode in my opinion. So I think like, having a new game mode it just would at least be a nice little like refresh to things.
And didn't they tease something like they got something?
They did.
In the works?
Yoshi did say there's a new game mode that'll come out at some point.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. With new game modes, it's always like the same shit. Like, oh, there's a new game mode, but then they don't like fix any of the like problems with the other stuff. So I don't think adding a new game like Power Rumble, you were super gassed for it, and then after the first month, it was dog shit because everyone used to slash your team. So I don't know.
I agree. I agree. But even then, I think Power Rumble is still trash in my opinion. Because like just because there's 5 teams, you know, and like there's no point in you trying to be creative because you're just gonna get trounced by some other team. So like
I don't know. I don't like Pirate Rumble because like there's no like variety to it. Like
you can't be creative. Like, you know, you can't be
like there should be certain ways to beat certain units. Like,
it's just called.
You have this one team. It's over for everybody.
You want to beat the quick team. Use the side team. You want to beat the side team. Use the int team. You want to beat the strength team. Use the quick team. You want to beat like the dex team. Use the side team. Like you know, like that's just like the loop of it. You have to have like 5 teams ready to go at all times if you don't want to sit and refresh for 35 minutes a match essentially. All right, the piece de Resistance. Worst legend of the year. Halloween Shanks, aka Fuck That Stump Guy.
Fuck.
He fucking smell. I can smell him from here. I reckon he's
oh my god.
Slump probably hasn't even showered today. I guarantee you, bro. That guy fucking stank.
What the fuck?
You have Halloween Shanks, you have Kuma, you have V2 Marco, you have V3 Blackbeard.
I didn't vote for Shanks because I didn't want to give Stump the satisfaction.
Halloween Shanks does not even deserve an award. He doesn't even deserve an award for worst. Like the biggest stinker. We're not even allowed to be Halloween Shanks.
Damn, people got Marco in there. Damn.
Marco, I
think a lot of people don't have him or like haven't used him, so they're like, oh, I don't know this unit. He's bad.
So
no one talks about him.
My justification for Marco is that his captain ability is kind of janky. With the whole like, and the way his kit is set up to like be at low HP, but then you heal and you get to high HP, so you can't have specific access to his abilities or something like that. So like, there's a bit of everything there in that kind of sense.
Doesn't he have a great like special and support effect?
His special is good. His support is average. It's like you get healing at the start of the fight, and it can overheal. But it's like 3k.
It's like I kind of get it, but like if I'm being honest with you, in the nominations, like Halloween Shanks, Kuma, V3 Blackbeard, all front runners, or specifically Kuma and V3 Blackbeard. But then the 4th slot was like there's like a couple nominations in between all of them. So like Marco, like I think it's pretty obvious Marco won't win this award, but he kind of was like thrown in because he was just up there, I suppose. in terms of
Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
Well, Kuma should win this.
Anyway, moving on.
Where the big boy at? Where the big boy Blackbeard?
I don't know. Ooh, you have to wait and see. Ooh. All right, banner of the year. You have the Ace vs Akanu banner, the Onigashima Trio banner, the World Cruise banner, and the pre-Global 6th Anniversary Sugofest. Where are we at?
Oh, well, in terms of hype, World Cruise for
Without
sure.
a doubt.
In terms of the value and how good it actually was, probably pre-Annie.
Bro, the pre-Annie banner was cracked. How are you going to make Roger and Odin 1%? Like, it was a 10% legend rate on a 10 legend banner. Like, the ability to pull Roger and Odin at 1% rate before anniversary, like, come on, dog.
I think that's the only time they've done a 10 legend banner at 10% rate.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that they realized we're not going to do that again. Because
that was crazy.
And
like, it's legit. Like, if people got unlucky and not getting Roger, and like, boom, oh, here's another opportunity, and he's like twice as easy to get.
And like, you can get Odin there too. Like, it's free.
And then they're available again on like a couple weeks later on the anniversary.
Exactly right.
They really wanted people to have Roger and Odin.
And I think the Ace Akanu banner was pretty good in itself too. I think like the way it was structured.
I don't remember much about it.
It was like 8 1-gem multis, I think it was. Discount at the start.
Oh, really?
I think they were guaranteed at 25, so it was like 1,000 gems for Ace Akanu, 1,100, I think it was, something like that.
I was gonna say, I thought that banner was ass, but I think I'm thinking of Big Mom Kaido.
You think of Big Mom Kaido? Because remember,
Big Mom Kaido's was bad, yeah.
Because the night quote tweet never is actually like that shit is ingrained in my mind of Night quote tweeting Todd and saying, bro. Because at least the Big Mom Kaido banner was what? It was like 1,500 gems on JP. And everyone was like, no, it wasn't. They had didn't it have a discount at the start?
No, it didn't. And
then everyone was like, Global's going to be better. And then Global was the exact same.
Shit.
But I think the reason why the Ace Akanu banner was better was because on JP, Ace Akanu was 1,500 gems as well, I think it was. But on Global, they had 1 gem steps and they had the discount at the start. So it was like it was a lot more like friendly. And I think also, like you said, it's because it came out after Kaido Big Mom as well. So you're going off the back of like a really, really shitty banner to like an actual like pretty decent banner overall. I think, like World Cruise or Global 6, they're going to be the cake winners there. All right. The penultimate award, Moment of the Year. You have the 11.2 update / producer video. You have the announcement of Global and JP schedule sync, Roger and Odin event, release and event, and the Yamato release.
Big moments.
Those are all like really big moments for the game, in all honesty.
Like Yamato's release was really hype. Everyone loved that. Roger Odin release was also really hype. Actually, which one out of those two, which one do you think was like more hype in the community, you think?
Roger Odin.
I think Roger Odin.
Yeah.
I think
it was way more hype.
I don't know. I think the way that they like advertised the Yamato stuff was really cool, and like the way that they ran that. But I think the fact that like everyone had kind of expected Yamato to be in the game at some point, whereas like with Roger, it was always up in the air. Like they could release Roger, but there's also the situation where they never release Roger in the game as well. You know, so you have that kind of like dichotomy that puts a lot of like question in people's minds.
Yeah, it was also kind of whack that he got leaked.
Yeah, and then they also fucked it there too. So take it with a grain of salt, I suppose. But at least Odin was kind of like out of nowhere. Like I guess people had anticipated Odin.
Well, initially people thought Odin. Yeah, initially people thought it was going to be Odin for New Year's. Yeah, and like, well, yeah, he is, but then there's also Roger.
Yeah, I think that like I think that Roger and Odin kind of takes the cake versus Yamato. But do you think there's a shot for like the announcement of the global JP sync to even make it its way up there? Because I think like in the grand scheme of things, that is a big thing to announce as well. And it's a big moment too.
Oh yeah. The thing is though, is that a lot of people don't like the schedule sync in the first place. So I think just because of the negativity surrounding it, it probably won't get as many votes as something else.
Yeah.
But then again, I think the 11.2 announcement is also incredible and had lots of amazing things that everyone liked.
Yeah.
The other thing as well, though, is that is literally only for Japan players. So I feel like a lot of the global players might not see the hype in that.
Correct. That's fair.
Which is why I think it'll be mainly the ones that are centered around global.
Yep. This award show will be a lot more fun next year.
Because everything will be the
same. I already have ideas of how I'm going to run it next year.
Dude, like, I can't wait to see what they're going to do next year with, like, One Piece Day and, like, what the anniversary is going to be.
You know they're going to do absolutely nothing. Like, come on, dog. I mean, I hope so.
Surely.
Nah, they will. Like,
I feel like the fact that they're going to do schedule sync. I feel like because of that, it means that they kind of free themselves up. Like, they don't have to do as much work to, like, manage two different sides of the game because they're doing the same content. I feel like that it leaves them to do more stuff.
So my idea of, like, the way that content will flow now, or at least for, like, the big events, there'll be, like, New Year's. Start the year with New Year's, and then you have a while until the OPTC anniversary, which is essentially the JP anniversary. I don't think that Global is going to get its own anniversary celebration. I think it's just going to be...
They'll just have a big Sugo for it, probably.
They'll probably have a big Sugo, but no celebration. And I think then you're going to have the JP or the OPTC anniversary. Then you're going to have One Piece Day, which is essentially going to be French anniversary. Then you're going to have 0.5 Annie. And then you're going to, like, roll into, again, New Year's. And that's going to kind of be, like, the big 4 celebrations of the year every year from that point onwards.
Yeah, I would have to agree on that one.
And then the final award, the piece de everything, essentially, not even the piece de resistance this time, is the Legend of the Year. Ace Sabo, Ace vs. Kainu, Roger, and Yamato. We can all say the winner in 3, 2, 1. Ace vs. Kainu. I'm joking. No, it'll be yeah. We'll have to wait and see. Like, the votes are looking interesting, to say the least. So we'll have to play it by ear.
I can understand why people would vote for any of those particularly, but realistically, out of those 4, probably only 2 of them, maybe 3 of them, are realistically going to win. Like, one of them, I feel like Ace Sabo. I don't see Ace Sabo winning that at all. I feel like they're not even close.
It was interesting because nomination wise, I think I showed you guys anyway, but just to, like, chat about it, I suppose. Let me get.
Yeah, what else was, like, up there for that one?
So, nomination-wise, Roger had, like, the most nominations. Then it was Yamato. Then it was Ace Akainu. Then it was Ace Sabo. Then it was Final Tap Law. Then it was Toki. Final Tap Kid, which is pretty interesting. Whitebeard Shanks. V2 Kaido. And then Fire Tank Pirates and Ulti Page 1 were, like, kind of like the top 10.
Wait. So Kid was one of the highest voted legends for Legend of the Year, but also was considered underrated.
Correct.
Okay, sure.
But then
Toki was what?
Toki was up there. Yep.
Same for V2 Kaido.
Yep.
V2 Kaido.
That's also very interesting, right?
These people back.
Keep in mind though, the bulk of the votes or the nominations, were for those top 4. Everything else is off. Like, really, like, it gets to, like, differences of, like, 1 to 2 nominations. Also, I want to keep in mind, you know how many fucking jabronis wrote Gold D Roger instead of just writing Roger as if I didn't know who the fuck Roger was? Like, it was so frustrating trying to sort it.
They needed to clarify just to make sure you know which Roger, not the other Roger.
People were writing
Not Roger's base.
Yeah, sorry, Roger's base, you know, of the year.
Best Legend of the Year, let's go.
Because people were writing Gold Roger, Gold D Roger, Gold D period Roger, Gold period D Rod, and I was like, just fucking write Roger, lad. Just write Roger, call it a day. Or people for, like, Moria were writing, like, Int Gecko Moria, Int Legend Moria. I'm like, what other Moria legend is there? There's no other Moria legend.
Like, you can make it easier for yourself if you do it next year, just to make every single thing a selection.
That's what I was going to do next year. Next year, my plan is to be I'm just gonna keep track of all the units that release from a particular date, and then when it comes to the actual nomination thing, I'm just gonna have everything selectable, and you're just gonna and I'll put like IDs for everything too.
That's it. You know what you gotta do? You gotta make a full dedicated website to
Fuck
it all
no.
instead of a Google Doc.
Shout out my guy Anlord, man, but I'm not doing that. they can hold the Google Doc with pride. Fuck them. Tell me gold D Roger head ass. Jesus Christ, never in my life.
Gotta make a database.
You don't understand how, like, shout out Rioan because he helped me a fuck ton with cleaning up the responses. But people, bro, people would write versus Whitebeard and Shanks versus unit. I'm like, the fuck did you write versus at the start of the, like, you're sending these to me, like, I know my shit, you know, like,
when you're trying to reach the word count on your essay.
Versus Shanks and Whitebeard versus Shanks Whitebeard unit, like, you're like, what the... Bro, so many people, bro, I can't.
Got that PvP Kuma PvP exclusive legend.
People did that. People were like,
nah, you lie.
No, I swear to God. I swear on my mum's life. People were writing PvP exclusive legend Kuma. What other Kuma is there?
Yikes.
Like, what other Kuma is there? Like...
Halloween Shanks, Kizuna exclusive.
Fine.
And then people would just try to get like people gotta try to get tricky. They'd be like V1 Perona, bro. This the like
wait, that's a hold up.
And I was like, yes, Halloween Perona. Like, we don't have a V2 Perona for there to be a V1 Perona. Like, it's just like
no, wait, Mihawk and Perona,
bro. But then even then, people were like Dex Sabo, bro. Dex Sabo was like the worst thing. People write Dex Sabo, V2 Sabo, V3 Sabo.
Oh no.
People would start writing Korean Sabo.
Korean Sabo.
And I was just like,
Korean Sabo.
And I was like,
Korean Sabo.
Bro, I feel bad because like some days I'd leave it and then poor Rion would just go through and clean it all. He's like, I did it for you, don't worry. I'm like, bless. But at the same time, he's just like, shut up, man. Or people would write Ulti and page 1 from the Yamato banner. And I'm like, yeah, where?
Oh my god.
And I was like, no. The worst shit was people would write Yamato, son of Kaido. And I'm like, what other fucking Yamato is there, you piece of trash human being? Like,
Yamato from Naruto.
Super Sugofest exclusive Super Evolve Yamato 6+. There you go.
Dead ass. People were like, bro, I'm looking at, like, people have still kept doing nominations, right? Someone just did Gold D. Roger. Someone just wrote Sweet 3 Generals. Someone wrote fucking people, bro. Man, people that just wrote like 66 for Joba. I lost the plot.
What? Oh my god.
I lost the plot.
Some people, man. What the hell?
Like, I don't know.
You gotta put Luffy and Sanji, faithful friends at the battlefront.
People did that stuff, and like at the same time, it was good. Like for some units, because like, oh, they mean, at least for the rare recruits, oh, they mean this unit, right? But then other times they'll do it for like they'll be like Luffy, Sanji. What does that mean? Does that mean Luffy and Sanji? Does that mean TM Sanji and Final Tap Luffy? Does that mean like there's so many Luffys and Sanjis?
Oh yeah,
you know
I
mean?
get what you mean. Yeah, that
like
could be tough.
Bro, my brain, bro.
Yeah,
like,
you got to do a selection next time.
But no, it was a good learning experience. So long as I'm still playing by the end of next year, it'll be fun.
We appreciate the effort, Papi.
It'll be fun to do it. It'll be fun to do it again because like I think that this whole the whole thing, like this is like the first time this year that the community's kind of like gotten together to actually do something for Treasure Cruise. So like it's been fun, and plus again, I know we've brought up a few times, but it is definitely an ode to Anlord and you know the work that he did, and then the kind of the voting thing he did last year too. And I definitely think that obviously a lot of all the inspiration has been acquired from that for sure. So we do appreciate everything that he did, and you know,
Night.
I really appreciate it for sure.
I'm gonna put TM 56.
Bro, no. Can't, bro, no. Bro, people, bro, oh my. Because, like, there's so many, like, TM Luffy characters that came out this year as well. You have, like, the TM Luffy, like, the free-to-play. You have the TM56 Luffy. You have, like, and people just write TM Luffy. What the fuck? What does that mean? Like,
what? Just put like Luffy. Just
bro,
Luffy.
people did that too. They're like, instead of like Dex Sub, they're like Sabo. All right, what's Sabo?
The Sabo.
Legend of the Year Sabo. All right, what one? Like, what you mean? Like,
that's funny.
Like, bro, when I sat down and I was like, because like there was no like the way that Google Forms does it for when you type in answers. Like, if they're written the same way, it'll count them. But if they're written, like, if somebody wrote Roger and Gold D Roger, it counts them as two separate things. So, like, when it came to counting, like, I couldn't get an active number. That's why I was like, I tapped Riol and I was like, please, man, I need your help, bro. So we just went through and had to, like, we kind of, like, had, like, a list of, like, localized names for everything. And we just, like, went through and then I had, like, a little counting, like, formula in Excel to count the column, and if it was that one, it would count it. But it was just never in my life ever again. Please.
Did anybody write Kevin?
No, surprisingly not. Some people did write Final Tap Ulti Page 1, which I found really funny. But
what?
Do they know something that we don't?
Bro, I don't know, man. People write some crazy shit. It was like people were bugging out of their mind, bro.
Well, yeah, I want to write Luffy Sanj.
Bro, people did write like Luffy Sanji no space, or they'd write like LS, or
oh my god, what
Ace,
the hell?
Ace and Sabo. No, it's Sabo, Ace now. Like it's just like, like come on, dog. But no, it was really good. It was really fun to do this, and I look forward to it hopefully happening again next year. But you know, again, keep posted. Episode 58, we will be doing potentially a live stream. I think that's the plan, but we'll have a discussion on that as well. But we will be announcing everything, and like we did today, none of the cast members know any of the results. No one in the community knows any of the results, so it's going to be a surprise to everyone except me. I'm making a PowerPoint, mind you.
We don't want to know. We only you know. Yeah, that's it. That's
I don't even know. Fuck it. I don't even know. Someone else can do it. No, but it'll be really. We're all gonna like find out together, and we'll obviously like the app. We won't. If there is like really big news that happens, we'll discuss it at the start of the episode. But for the most part, it's just gonna be centered around, you know, celebrating this year of Treasure Cruise, I suppose, and you know, kind of wrapping up GGP for the year and going on our month-long break. But from there, from everyone's favorite segment, just kidding, it's actually everyone's favorite segment. It is in other news. There were some visual errors in the race shop on JP that would mean like things would be worth less or more at random times. It was only visual errors though. It wasn't actually like numerically. It didn't make a difference. And there's also an SNS Facebook error on JP again. I think it is. I don't know if it's again or like, I don't know, something's going on with the SNS there. So if you can potentially move your SNS to Twitter, you know, I'd highly recommend doing that on JP if possible. But I just keep that stuff in mind.
Wait, hang on, I just realized something.
What's up? What did we forget?
What was the Super Evolution for this month for Japan?
We haven't got. I mean, it should be Halloween, Mihawk. We haven't gotten a download yet.
But their Kizuna's right now.
Done and dusted, right? So maybe it'll be in TM. Maybe it'll be like maybe they'll do it as like a simultaneous thing for Global and JP. When the
I was just thinking that
maybe it'll come like December 19th with everything else, or whenever.
Because the next Kizuna, Global and JP will be having the same Kizuna.
So maybe they're waiting for
after
that.
December 19th.
Or maybe Halloween Mihawk isn't even getting a 6+, and it was just
Probably.
like they were just baiting it like they did with the Luffy Sanji books.
I wonder if, you know, it would be weird if when the race shop resets for this month, if Global and Japan have the same books.
Ooh.
Then that would probably give us a bit more info, but we'll see.
That is a really good point, actually. There's a new TM silhouette on JP. I'm fairly certain it's Grandpa Hyo. At least that's my assumption.
It looks like it, but it also could be Sulong Neko.
Also a really good point too, actually. Dude, that'd be kind of cracked, but...
When I first saw it, though, I did think it was Hyo as well.
What if it was, like, Sulong, like, Sicilian? Or something like that. And then there was, like, Legend...
That'd be kind of whack.
Then they released, like, Legend, like, Sulong, Neko, and Inu. As 2 TM legends.
Maybe.
Nonetheless, that's out. That's cool. And as Todd, I think, alluded to a little earlier, the global gem pack issue that happened on the Google Play Store has been resolved, I believe, finally. And then all global players received 20 compensation gems for that, which is really cool. You know,
I don't think they actually resolved it. I think it's just like, oh, we can't give you these 10 gem packs, so here's 20 gems.
So it's just free 20 gems. So
people that bought the packs basically got 20 additional gems
let's
for free.
go! Fuck yeah! Australia.
We stay winning.
Australia finally good for something. Alright, and that wraps us up for content, but I'm gonna quickly look through from everyone's favourite segment into everyone's actual favourite segment this time. It is the Q&A. And as per usual, if you have any questions, send them through to @GGP Podcast on Twitter or via our YouTube community tab. Question 1 from Red Halo Gaming. He asks, "Yo, how's it going, everyone? Pertaining to the end of the year in OPTC, how massive do you think the New Year's Sugo will be? Who would you like to see debut? How big do you think the batch will be? And what would you like to see in the game next year? Keep up the great work, Red." I don't know. Can we talk about Red, or do you want to leave that for like a post-show thing?
The movie.
Yeah. We can leave it post-show. We'll leave it post-show if we end up discussing it. What do you think about New Year's then? Because there's probably going to be a lot of questions that will be based upon New Year's. But I guess we'll just answer it here. Like, do we think that... I mean, maybe not spoiler-wise, potentially, but just, like, characters alone. We won't say anything extra. But, I think it's just going to be a Luffy. I think that the way that they're building up with the whole, like, at least for the time being, with, like, what looks to be, like, Robin, Jinbei, Nami, Usopp are all probably going to be in their, like, Wano kit.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I think that it just makes sense for the New Year's to be a, like, again, I'm going to ride the fact, Free Spirit, Sai, Luffy, that is super class. That's my assumption. 5.25 ex-captain.
And of course, has to be Gear 4 Luffy.
Let's actually pog.
Oh, no, I better not.
I think there's a moment we all think of when I say Luffy. We're not going to say it, obviously. I think that will be. I think that'll be the legend, depending on if the anime gets to that point. Though,
thing.
I suppose.
I don't think. Yeah, I think the anime will be a little bit behind at that point. Okay. But the thing is,
6+ baby.
They're not like that shy in spoiling the anime.
That's true. That's true.
I could still see it.
I think
like honestly,
it will be that.
Because that's the thing is episode 1000 aired recently, and that was chapter 990, 991,
oh, wow.
989,
okay.
something like that. So they're like 10 behind in terms of the manga chapters.
Right.
So by the time it gets to New Year, it's still going to be maybe 4, 5, 6 episodes behind that point.
Okay.
So I could still see them doing it, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, maybe they do.
I'm back.
Maybe they do like Luffy, and then they do a Yamato where he gets a 6+, and it's like 2 weeks later, or whatever. And
who's getting a 6+?
Luffy.
Oh.
The same way they did with Yamato, like how like 2 or 3 weeks later, when she ended up being revealed in the anime, like without the mask, they gave her a 6+.
I hope they don't do that again, because they'll probably need 2 Luffys.
Pog. Let's go. I think it's just going to be a Luffy for New Year's. And maybe some other legends, like other characters scattered around as well.
I mean, we don't even have that many Super Sugo units, and they're already going to go with another Super Sugo Luffy. That's going to be kind of lame.
It's fucking Bandai, lad. Of course they're going to do that.
Yeah.
You know, fuck it. Super Sugofest Sanji. Let's go. Another Sanji legend.
Dude, no. Dude, I don't want to see another Sanji legend ever.
Don't you dare say Sanji and Pudding head ass. Bro, you know that another Sanji and Pudding character will come out at some point too. That's just a
they got it in the works.
We're gonna get the Kimono edition.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Summer Festival Sanji Luffy. So Sanji Pudding. Let's go. I do think though that the New Year's will be a big celebration though. I think that'll it'll be massive.
It's like the celebration of introducing all the versions of the game together at once.
Correct.
You know,
all the games at once, plus it's New Year's, plus One Piece just celebrated 1,000 episodes. So
plus ratio, plus you fell off.
Oh fuck! Okay, bet. I just got smashed on just then. The fuck?
I think it's gonna be a new type of Kaido.
Interesting. Makes sense.
Super Sugo Kaido would be cool.
Super Sugo, if they didn't do Super Sugo Luffy and ended up being a Super Sugo Kaido, I'd be kind of down. I'd be really down.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm not sure if you guys were. I think you were talking about it right as I came in. The hype thing that's gonna come in like 10-ish chapters.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be that because I heard that the anime is going at like a quarter of a chapter per episode.
Yeah,
it's
Todd was
very
saying,
slow.
Todd was just
so
saying
it's
like chapter 9.
It's probably gonna be like around like maybe spring when we get there.
Episode like 1100 is that moment or something like that. Hey yo, but I don't know. I think a Super Sugo Kaido would be kind of sick. Like a last tap Kaido, they could do some like, they could probably do some pretty crazy stuff with that kind of a unit, and that would kind of justify it of being a. If it was to allude to a 5.25x captain, I think Kaido being like the front runner for that would kind of make sense as well.
As much as I'd hate it, I could still see them maybe doing a New Year's celebration where you have one is Kaido and other is literally the Scabbards. As much as I don't want a Scabbards legend, but I can still see it.
I would much rather it be like
that would not be a hype celebration for me, honestly.
I don't think so either. I would honestly prefer it not to be like a Scabbards crew where it was like all of them at the same unit, but I'd much prefer it to be like a Legend Kinemon and then like all the units kind of like scattered, whether it be like rare recruits or it be like TM characters or kind of that the same way they did like Mugiwara 56 where it was like it was Sanji but it like all the other characters were kind of like scattered around. I'd much rather having a Legend Kinemon opposed to like a Legend Red Scabbards.
I honestly could still see a Whitebeard versus Roger.
Fuck, shut up, man.
Though the thing is like we literally had Roger last year, so they're really gonna do it again.
Yeah, I think like that, like whilst it would be hype and guaranteed that unit will be absolutely cracked, like just purely from excitement's sake, I don't think that would be as enjoyable as I'd want it to be. Because then you'd be like, alright, then you'd kind of start making the assumption, at least a lot of people would be like, oh, whenever New Year's comes out, it's going to be a Roger unit. Or like, it's going to kind of like follow that line every time.
You know what would be funny as fuck too? Is if they hypothetically did do that and like V1 Roger's still better.
Alright, I'm going to ask the question then. Do you guys think, or like, do you guys believe that the New Year's legend will be or should be better than Roger?
I mean, I think it should. It's a year later.
I think so too.
It should, but
will it
Yeah,
though?
it should.
Will it though is the question, because
I guess it depends on the unit. Because I don't see if a Kaido came out, I don't see Kaido being a rainbow unit.
yeah, that's a good point. That's good. I mean, same thing as Yamato. Like Yamato's cracked, but again,
honestly, oh man, I would love to see a Super Sugo unit Whitebeard.
Yeah.
I
think
would love that.
You don't need to make Roger versus Whitebeard. Like, I guess that's cool, but imagine a Super Sugo young Whitebeard from that scene kind of gets released. Or something like that. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, the Roger himself is kind of from the same premise, I suppose.
What if they did, like, a Whitebeard, and it's kind of like a mirror of Roger, where it's, like, removes Bind as a captain, whereas Roger removes Despair.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's an Orb Booster.
He's a 3x Orb Booster. Yeah.
Yeah, like a mirror. That would be interesting.
And he also has the Conqueror's Haki thing as well, so that be kind of the same. But then he'd be an int unit because that's what they'll do to get for Roger's Sai. But
and then give him like some other stupid effect where it's like all attacks ignore defensive effects or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That'd be cracked.
Or like if he's the captain, all attacks go through like barriers. Everyone just gets free barrier pit or something like that.
Oh,
no, that wouldn't be cracked. That would be quaked.
Oh my god! Dude, come on, man. Come on, man.
This is why Knight is still on the podcast. For those that complain and say, well, Knight hasn't been playing Treasure Cruise for like 6 months or whatever. Why is he still on the show? That comment is why this is his final episode. No.
It's been good.
I would like if they did like a Super Sugo Whitebeard for him to have some sort of like Kaido-esque effect. Where it was like at the start or the end of every turn, he did like either fixed damage or HP cut or like some form of damage would be really cool.
You just make him V3 Blackbeard a bit better.
Facts.
In before it's just the next in line super class legend.
Well, yeah. That would be kind of underwhelming if it's just, you know, a 1 class 5x or
3.75 to everyone else.
They better not do it. I swear, man. They better not.
Imagine they reduce it like 2.5 to everyone else.
Yo, let's go. Yeah,
they make it a chain. Make it a chain. You build up to 3.75.
Oh no!
Start at 2.5. You start at 2.5, but every time you kill something, you gain 0.25. Let's go.
Oh no!
It stacks infinitely.
Oh.
you start off at no multiplier, and each enemy you kill, you go up.
It gets
you go up.
0.25.
Yeah. Let's go.
The goat of forests. By the end of the forest, you're gonna be at like 17.5 or whatever.
You're stuck on the first turn because you can't kill anything.
You're there farming turn 1 for like 30 minutes.
Subconscious legend.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna make some money in there. Alright.
Damn.
Next question.
Alright, next question.
From Doom1491. He asks, if you guys could meet a celebrity from any time of history for dinner, who would you choose and what would you serve? I gotta cook? That's crazy.
Damn. I don't know. I don't really care about celebrities that much.
I'd meet Einstein. I think it'd be a fun conversation with that guy. I'd be like, bro, you're dumb. I just clown on him the whole time. I'm like, it took you 15 years to figure out E equals MC squared. It took me 15 days, lad.
You know what you do? Is like, you invite him to dinner, but it's before he figured that out, and then you let him know.
You're like, oh yeah, bro, energy? Right, I'll let you know, bro. It's mass times the speed of light squared. You're like, what?
Brain blast!
Woo! I'm with Todd. I don't really care about celebrities, I suppose.
Yeah. I don't want to give.
Maybe like a comedian because it'd be funny. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Nor do I care, really.
Yeah. Just be me. You can just have dinner with me. It's fine. I'll just off myself real quick, and then you guys can bring me back to life for dinner. That was dark. I'm sorry.
That's it. We're gonna have dinner with Yoshi.
We're killing Yoshi. Man said if you're gonna bring a celebrity from any time of history for dinner, we're gonna slash him. I mean, to be fair, we're gonna bring regular Yoshi from now. What about Yoshi from? We take Yoshi from the days of Dragon Ball Legends or Dragon Ball Dokkan or whatever it was, and we tell him now like you'll be running Treasure Cruise in 5 years' time, and just leave him, send him back. That guy
what is Treasure Cruise?
That guy would have quit. He'd be like, "What the fuck?" All right. Next question from Christo 85660-305. Please, just make it Christo 85. They ask, would you guys prefer that Kizuna goes longer, or do you guys prefer the current length of Kizuna? Because the first Kizuna lasted a very long time, if I remember correctly. I think he put 19 days. I don't think it was 19 days.
Really? I don't remember it going for that long.
I remember it being a really long
I think it was pretty long.
It was like a really long event. Remember we were all like, oh, I remember like, because there was conversations about Kizuna being like a month long. Or like close to that. Back in the day.
That is weird. This Kizuna only went for 4 days. That is actually pretty bad. It should go for a week. But then again, if people are doing a competitive event, you You have to balance that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a week at most, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You gotta give people a chance to get the shit.
Like 4 days for this Kizuna, with that much stuff you needed to acquire was not
right.
Good. Was not good in the slightest, like in that kind of idea. But
you know what'd be kind of interesting is if like they like maybe for like all the game modes moving forward. Actually, that's kind of defeats the purpose. Nah, you know what? Forget it. Don't worry.
All right, bet. No, say it anyway.
Don't worry about me.
Say it anyway.
I was gonna say, imagine if like they automatically gave you a friend captain of like the newest legend for the event. Like all the time, there's always a friend captain up for it.
It would be cool if that was the case.
Even if it's just the Bandai friend captain.
That's what I was gonna say. Like if you had the opportunity to like make the Bandai friend captain, like you could choose them, opposed to like I have to put up my Roger and then swap teams and then have to use the Roger like Bandai friend captain. If that was like a selectable unit, or it was like up until the most recent release unit, you can select them as a friend captain.
But then I was just thinking, like, that would kind of defeat the purpose of, like, pulling for the unit almost, I feel.
Also true. So I think a lot of units these days, like, you don't need the unit.
And I was also going to say, like, if they applied that to all the game modes, like, for Treasure Map, but again, like, if they did it for Treasure Map, like, you don't need to pull for the units. You just, use the friend captains. It's usually more than enough.
I mean,
but anywho.
We keep saying it, like, the friend captain system needs a overhaul. I mean, most systems do, I suppose, but... It is what it is, right? Alright.
Yep.
Next question from at Obsidian_Steed. They ask, all of you have been hired to make the next Versus Legend. Who are they and what do they do? Last type, super class, or super type, all of them, or maybe bring something new to the legend. Keep the podcast coming. Need them in my veins. You guys are fantastic hosts. Thank you, sir.
Wait, he says versus
he said
legend,
verse, and then he said a bunch of
tap?
then he said a bunch of other stuff. So I guess we're in charge of the next legend. What are we doing?
Well, mine was spoil ulti page 1.
Yeah, ulti. Yeah, shit. He's right. Ulti final tap. Ulti page 1. Oh shit.
Let's go.
What about the baby 5?
Oh yeah, baby. Bro, final tap baby 5. Let's go.
I mean, versus baby 5 would be like against Frankie, and I don't want that. It would be like baby 5 and no. Actually, we could do it versus Lao G, baby 5 and what's his name?
Donsai.
Yeah, Donsai. Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
I think any versus legend is I'm up for.
I mean, I still really want to see what they would do with a Aokiji versus Akainu.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
But then you have another versus Akainu, which for me, like I don't. That's why I don't want another like a Luffy versus Kaido, or like a Roger versus Whitebeard, because it's like we're just like we already have a versus Whitebeard, we already have a versus Kaido. Like we don't need to have more of the exact same versus units when we already have them. Like make new stuff first, and then you can come back to releasing a second version of versus Kaido.
Oh, here's a good one. What about if they did Zoro versus Kuma?
Finally, a good Kuma legend because it has Zoro attached to it.
Finally, a good Zoro legend.
Oh shit! True. Hold on. Run it back. Not wrong there. All right.
I don't know.
Yo, go
like
it.
what? Oh,
no,
my
go,
bad.
go.
I was just gonna say, like what Ty was saying. Like, no, actually, it wasn't Ty. It was you, Papi. Like, the thing with versus legends is like, it gets to a point where it's like, oh, you have like this character versus everyone, and then it's like hard to make like more unique ones when like so many characters have like spotlight, and then not as many characters have as much spotlight as the other ones. So it just gets super repetitive.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I
as
guess
long as the
go for it, Todd.
I was saying, as long as the New Year's Legend isn't a dual unit, then we're good.
That's also true.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just think like I guess reiterating myself again, like I just don't want to see like the same versus units, because like versus units are already so few and far between in the first place. Like if they were to come out and release a Luffy versus Kaido, or now and then that would be what, the 4th versus legend overall. So like
yeah,
and then so 2 of them would be versus Kaidos. Like I wouldn't necessarily be too happy with if that was the case.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Next question from Vince M. Zamora. They ask, thanks for doing all the content in the 2021 awards. Are you guys into listening to the OST of your favorite anime/video game? Personally, I'm into the OST of Attack on Titan, Spyro the Trilogy, and Kingdom Hearts because they're absolutely banging. I mean, I think we can all agree on Pokemon, straight up. The Pokemon
I'm loving the
yeah.
OST.
I listen to a lot of Pokemon OST, I feel like. A lot of the time.
Even like the people that on YouTube make like the remixes or
Yep.
like lo-fi tracks.
They're always really good. Like Pokemon music
Yeah.
is so good. Like undeniably it's cracked. Like it's always really good.
Yeah, top quality stuff.
Any anime music?
I don't listen to.
I don't think I listen to any anime. I mean, no, I do. I listen to a few of the Haikyuu anime OSTs, but otherwise, like, I don't really listen to anything anime wise.
I listen to like anime music occasionally, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
No, my go-to.
Yeah.
I listen to Persona OST.
Yeah. Persona is also something that I listen to as well. I'll kick that.
Yeah.
I don't listen to anime OSTs, but I listen to the openings and endings.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, some of them I like.
Yeah.
But yeah.
From Aaron. They ask, thanks for the great episodes. I'm wondering, do you guys think that hot dogs are sandwiches? Where are we at?
No, hot dog's not a sandwich.
No.
You know, I'm going to kick it to you, bro. I'm going to kick it to you. Here's a little history lessons in the sandwich game, you know? Back in the Mesopotamian era, everything was a wrap. So every kind of food was wrapped in bread. So the wrap predates the sandwich. So if it is covered in bread, it's technically a wrap. Taco, wrap. Burrito, wrap. Hot dog, wrap. Sandwich, wrap. Burger, that's a wrap. I'm just saying, you know?
Damn.
That's a history.
So what you're trying to say is it's not a sandwich.
It's not a sandwich. It's a wrap. Everything's a wrap. If it's surrounded by bread, it's a wrap. That's just how. That's a history lesson with your boy. I'm the sandwich god.
Wraps are definitely better than sandwiches.
Bro, sure. I'd much rather get like a tortilla, fucking, and then just like putting a bunch of stuff on it, wrapping it up, and eating it.
I guess it depends what's in it.
Bro, I think like, any sandwich between two slices of bread is much better in a round like tortilla or around like Lebanese bread or like a pita bread or whatever it is. Infinitely better. You wrap that up and eat it.
It depends, because like if I'm just having like, you know, morning breakfast and just having spread on toast, I'd much rather just have that rather than like, you know, if I have a sandwich with like, you know, salad, chicken, whatever, like that's better in a wrap in my opinion.
Yes, I agree with that. Tenfold.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Right,
we out here. We're the food gods. We know what we're talking about.
Bro, no Cody question because we recorded hella early and asked the questions hella late.
It feels bad.
We had to get
it was just one.
We had to get a food question in there at one point.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Although the questions are kind of booky, so that's about it for us.
Oh wow, you really just dissed all the people that ask questions.
Yeah, fuck you.
Let me let me double check. Let me just double check.
You want to do the question? Could you please address the Kizuna mode issue? Using Kizuna potions has become obligatory at this point, and Kizuna is more grinding than ever, though it is not even a Pirate Alliance event. Well, first of all, it is a Pirate Alliance event, because you get ranked. Second of all, we addressed it in the initial start of the episode. Third of all, you're not obligated to spend anything in the game. You can choose to do that because the game has systems in place for the people that have missed. If you didn't get all the skulls, you can get them at a later point. There's no obligation to do anything. Here's your fucking answer to that question. You want to answer those kinds of questions, Todd? Yeah, dingus. Get out of here. That's the kind of stuff you want to answer?
Yeah, so that's been a wrap of the Good Great Perfect podcast.
No, I do apologize. I don't mean any like rudeness to that person that asked the question. It just like works so well to jump in on that point. But with that being said, that does wrap us up for another episode of GGP, episode 57. not necessarily actually a shorter one, still 2 hours in length overall, which is close to that, which is always good and fun to see. As we mentioned a little earlier, the last episode of the year will be released on the 12th 12th PST or the 13th AEST, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So, like, keep your eyes out for that. That'll be the last episode for GGP this year. And then, obviously, the start of next year or some point in January, we'll pick it up again and go from there. But, again, when we figure out those dates specifically, obviously, we'll keep you guys informed on that front. And, again, that last episode will be potentially a live stream. But, again, keep in mind, looking at all the social media platforms and being aware of that kind of stuff, because we will be going over the final results for all the awards. Speaking of social media platforms, you can find us all over the place, and you can find us and find all those positions at Linktree. So linktr.ee/GoodGreatPerfect. There you can find all of our social media platforms. On Twitter at GGP Podcast. On YouTube, if you're here now and you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. Make sure you like the video, and make sure you also comment down below. And make sure also, if you want to just listen to the audio-only tracks, that's anchor.fm/GoodGreatPerfect. And you can find us on the main three platforms, that being Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. But again, we're on a plethora of other platforms and listening platforms to your delight nonetheless. Make sure whilst you're also down in the description, if you haven't voted yet, you go vote. And also, if you haven't followed all the other co-hosts, that being myself, Flamevious, Nitemare JP, and Toadskii. But I think that wraps it up for another episode of GGP. With that being said, I am Captain Papi, Flamevious, Night, and Todd. Thank you all for listening to the episode. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.